Welcome to The Explainer. So, Elon Musk is taking aim at one of the internet's giants with a really bold new project, Grokipedia. The idea is to build an AI-powered rival to Wikipedia, and honestly, it could completely change how we think about knowledge itself. Let's get into it.
All right, here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with what this new challenger is all about. Then, we'll dive into the AI-powered vision behind it. After that, we'll see how it stacks up in the big AI versus human editor debate, cover the huge hurdles it's facing, and then wrap up by looking at what this all means for the future of knowledge.
Okay, so what is this thing really? And why is it even being created? Well, it all kicks off with some very direct, very public criticism.
The whole motivation for this project really starts right here, with this quote from Elon Musk. He claims that Wikipedia has a non-trivial far-left bias. Now, whether you agree with that or not, this perceived flaw is the entire justification for building something brand new from the ground up.
And so his answer to this problem is Grokipedia. The vision is to create a completely new kind of encyclopedia, one that's built on the tech from his company, XAI, specifically the Grok AI. The stated goal, to build a more neutral, more comprehensive source of knowledge. It's a direct challenge, no question about it.
So, that's the what and the why. But the how, that's where things get really interesting. Let's take a look at the AI-powered vision.
At the heart of it all is this concept they're calling shared authority. It's an attempt to blend the classic wiki model, user-generated content, with the raw power of AI. So, people like you and me still contribute, but the AI acts as this sort of super editor, helping to organize, validate, and structure everything.
And the process they're imagining is meant to be incredibly fast. First, users contribute what they know. Then, the AI steps in, curating and verifying that info by checking it against huge datasets. And the final piece? The platform updates in what's supposed to be real time, which could make it the place to go for breaking news and current events.
So when you put it all together, you're looking at some features that are a huge departure from what we're used to. We're talking about AI actually generating articles, updates that happen instantly, and maybe even a personalized experience where you can just ask the encyclopedia questions directly. Pretty wild stuff.
And all of this, it really sets the stage for a major showdown. This is the core conflict: AI versus human editors.
I mean, the differences here are just night and day. On Wikipedia, content creation is all human volunteers. On Grokipedia, it's a mix of humans and AI. Curation on Wikipedia is the slow, community-driven process. Grokipedia wants to automate it with AI. Same for governance, moving from human oversight to an AI-centric model. And of course, the big one, update speed goes from manual and sometimes slow to real-time and dynamic.
At the end of the day, this boils down to a total clash of philosophies. Wikipedia's whole model is built on trust that comes from human collaboration and consensus over decades. Grokipedia is making a massive bet that AI's incredible speed and scale can do it better. One is about community. The other is all about computation.
But, and you probably saw this coming, it is not all smooth sailing. This incredibly ambitious vision is facing some major skepticism, some huge challenges, and some very pointed criticisms.
And this brings us to the million-dollar question, the one that critics just keep coming back to. Can an AI really be a reliable and unbiased source of truth? I mean, should we actually trust an algorithm to be the gatekeeper of our collective knowledge?
And the concerns experts are raising are serious. They point out that AI models often inherit the biases from the data they're trained on. There's a huge risk of misinformation being created automatically and at a massive scale. And then you have the ethical questions. What happens when you take human judgment completely out of the equation?
So what's the fix? Well, one of the main ideas being floated is a human-in-the-loop system. The concept here isn't to replace humans, but for AI to augment them, to make them better. The AI becomes an incredibly powerful tool, but the final call, the final decision, still rests with a human editor.
Okay, so let's pull back for a second. What's really at stake in this competition? What does this all mean for us, for how we find and trust information every single day?
And this is where you really see the two sides of the coin. The promise is enormous, right? More access to information, faster knowledge, maybe even a tool to check our own human biases. But the peril is just as massive. The risk of automated fake news, the loss of human nuance and context, and this kind of scary possibility of an algorithm deciding what is and isn't truth.
And this is why it matters so much. We're not just talking about another website here. We are standing at a potential turning point. This could completely redefine what we even consider a trusted source of information, fundamentally shifting how knowledge is created for generations to come.
Which leaves us with one last big question to chew on. Who writes the future? Will our encyclopedias be written by humans, relying on slow and steady consensus, by code, operating at unimaginable scale, or by some new, uncharted partnership between the two? The answer is still being written.